Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sharon, and on Sharon Plans I primarily post videos related to budgeting and planning. So if that's something that you're into, please stick around. Today's video is going to cover my week 1 check-in for the month of August, and my week 1 goes from the 1st through the 9th. So I'm going to be laying down my expense tracking stickers, which I already have written out, and then I will tally everything up and then enter it in my weekly check-in log. I'm just going to quickly flip over to my weekly check-in just so I can show you how I've broken down the weeks. And I've already wrote in my categories that I check in for on a weekly basis. So my week 1 is going to go from the 1st through the 9th, my week 2 from the 10th through the 16th, week 3 from the 17th through the 23rd, and week 4 for the 24th through the 31st. I like to always save space down here for a results, so that way I can write up everything that I had spent for the entire month and just give myself a total, so I can kind of look and see kind of quickly the areas where I may be experiencing some trouble, and I can kind of analyze from there whether I need to increase it a bit or whether I just need to be a little bit more disciplined. So just to give you that breakdown, I wanted to let you know that that's what I'd be checking in for. But I'm going to flip back really quick to my monthly layout view where I'll be laying down my expense stickers. This is just a tracker that I use, and it's color coded for the different categories. For the blue expense tracking stickers, that will cover both my allowance and my grooming cash envelopes. For green, that's my eating out and groceries. The yellow is gas, and the light lavender is for other, and the red is for unbudgeted. So I decided to do something a little different this month. Usually I use my other if it's something that I have scheduled in my budget, and I'll just lay that sticker down. But this month I said I think I want to start tracking on my monthly view when I make an expenditure out of my sinking funds. So I've written those down on my other stickers, and I'll continue to do so moving forward. Let's just go ahead and get started. First up is my personal category. And I didn't have any expenditures this month for my personal, which would be, as I said, color coded in blue. I didn't have any expenditures for that category, so I'm just going to move into my eating out and groceries where I had most of the activity this week. And guys, I'm ashamed to say that it's only been 1 week and I've already spent all of my eating out funds. So this is going to be a tough remainder of the month, so please pray for me because I do not want to go over this month. But starting out, I do have my mini happy planner, which I'll be using, which I keep my logs in when I'm spending on the go so that I can track what I'm spending. I'm just going to use that to guide me as I lay down my stickers for my eating out and my groceries category. So starting from the 4th of August, I went to Chick-fil-A. That was $22. So let me just grab this out and set this to the side. So that was $22, and that I believe we just got some things for dinner, because I can honestly say that as the pandemic goes on, guys, I just really have lost the will that I had to just cook every day, and that's why I'm overspent. I'm not surprised because we have pretty much been eating out this whole week, so I'm gonna have to get to it. I did grocery shop, so I'm just gonna have to start thawing out some of this food that I have in the freezer and will myself to make it. Next, I have on the 5th, we went to Chick-fil-A again, and that was $41. Yes, I did it. And on the 6th, we changed it up a bit, and we had Texas Roadhouse for dinner. You have been forewarned. So we had Texas Roadhouse on the 6th. And then on the 8th, we had Chick-fil-A again, and this was like breakfast items. So this was on our way to do our normal errands on Saturday. So we had Chick-fil-A, and then we also had a stop at Starbucks for drinks as well. On the 8th, we also went to Costco, and that was $178, which I thought was pretty good because I generally don't get out of there without spending at least $300. And I also went to Target just to get a couple of the smaller items that I usually don't like to buy in bulk. So I went to Target just to get some of those items because they don't sell some of the brands that we like. So that's what I had for groceries and eating out. So like I said, the majority of the activity this week was surrounding around that particular area. So that's what we had for groceries and eating out. And then last but not least, like I said, I want to start marking things that I have purchased out of my sinking funds. So on the 5th, I went to UPS because I had to notarize some of the closing documents for my rental property. So for those of you who have not watched my August budget setup video, I am selling my rental property and we're preparing for closing. So I had to have some documents notarized. So I did that at UPS. I also had on the 7th, I purchased some items from out of my medical category. I had to buy like Tums and a fiber mix for my son. So I purchased that for $19 and I took those funds out of my medical sinking fund. That's all my expenditures for the first week of August. So I'm just gonna flip to my weekly check-in for the first week so I can start tallying everything up. So for my personal category, as I stated, I didn't spend anything this week. So I'm just gonna put a 0 there and then I'll get my cash envelope so I can count it out. So here is my allowance cash envelope. And I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So unlike my eating out funds, I do still have money in my allowance, which I'm sure I'll probably spend on food. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it. And then here is my grooming cash envelope. I have 100, 200, 300, 400, 50, 500, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is an accumulation of several months of rollover since I have not been going to have a lot of other services done. But like I explained, I do wear small knotless braids and they're very expensive to install. So I like to kind of save that money to the side so that I have it. That gives me a total of $634 to start out the month. So I'm going to be going forward into week 2 with $634 remaining for this category. Next is my groceries and eating out. And so I had quite a few expenses in this category. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it up. So starting from the 4th, I spent $22 at Chick-fil-A. Again, on the 5th, I spent $41. Then on the 6th, it was $52 at Texas Roadhouse. And then I had Starbucks on the 8th. And then Chick-fil-A again on the 8th. So that rounded out $150. And then I also had $178 at Costco and then $16 at Target. So I spent a total of $344 for this category. Groceries, I spent $344 between both my eating out and groceries cash envelopes. When I budgeted this month, I budgeted $150 for eating out and $600 for groceries. So that gave me a total of $750 to start. So $750 minus $344, I will be rolling over $406 in this category. And so I am going to get my eating out cash envelope. And as I said, that has 0 remaining. For my groceries cash envelope, I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 5, 6. So that's correct. And that's what I am rolling over into week 2. I shouldn't really need that many grocery items, so I'm hoping to have some rollover in this category again this month. So granted, if I don't start using the money for eating out, I'm gonna do my best though. Next I have gas, and I did not pump gas this week. I budgeted this month for gas $60, and I also rolled over $137 from last month. So I have a total of $197 moving into week 2 for gas. And I don't pull my gas money out. I usually just use my debit card. So that money is actually in my checking account. For this week, for unbudgeted, I did not have any unbudgeted expenses, thank goodness. And so I don't budget anything for unbudgeted, so remaining is nothing. So that's what I have for my week 1 check-in. not totally bad, and I didn't have any bills due either. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check off the items that I did weekly check-in for, just so that there's no confusion moving forward that I did check in for all these items. Next week, we're looking at, if for some reason I don't close next week, early next week, then I will need to make this payment on Friday for my mortgage. But I am gonna hold out because the payoff has already been sent to the lawyer's office. So I'm just gonna try to hold out so that I don't have to wait for them to pay me back my money at the end. But if I need to make the payment, I will. So next I'm gonna move into my 52-week savings challenge. I'm gonna select my number so I can get the total that I need to add in for week 32. So this is just my weekly 52-week savings challenge legend that I use, and I color it in every time I pick a number so that I know what numbers are potentially still available, and that's what helps me budget for the next month. So this is just the mason jar that I keep the numbers in, and every week during my weekly check-in I pick a number. So these are all the numbers that I've picked thus far. So I've separated them so that they don't get mixed up, and then I just give it a little shake, and then I select my number for that particular week. And so this week, for week 32, I picked 20. That's funny because for week 31 I picked 21. So I'm just going to grab my pink Sharpie and I am going to highlight the number 20. So we're dwindling it down. So we have the number 20, and I'm going to add this to the bag and put it back in here. Set this to the side for next week, and then I'm gonna just flip really quick to the front of my planner where I'm tracking my contributions. And for the month of August, like I said, this is week number 32, and my contribution for this week is $20. So if you watched my July closeout video, you'll see that at the end of July I ended out with a total of $724. So that's how much I have in the fund. I don't fund it every week. I wait until the end of the month, and then I tally up how much I save for that month based on the numbers that I choose, and then I'll give the grand total based on the total from the previous month and then the total for the current month. So that's what I'll be doing. You can expect to see that at the end of this month when I close out my August budget. So just flipping back really quickly, this is what my layout looks like. And so I expect a payday moving forward into next week. And so I'll be budgeting for paycheck number 2. That's all I have for you for this video. And I hope that you enjoyed my weekly check-in. And thank you again for coming back to watch another one of my videos. And if you enjoyed the content, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing, because I would love to have you come back and continue with me on this journey. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.